I think Jordan Peterson has immensely, immensely done immensely good things. It's in particular for young men, for building young men's confidence, for getting young men to quote unquote clean their rooms, to giving a lot of people, quite frankly, a father figure for many years. Whether it was during early in his career when he was doing, his lectures were getting online and people were watching those, or it was whether his book, which sold 10 million plus copies or something, maybe even more than that. To now he's his very public struggle with mental health and his addiction problems and things of that. I think he's still overwhelmingly a force for good and a very good man in general. But I wanted to talk about kind of this take that he has, and he's really had this take for quite some time. I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from. People say it started around the time that he joined the Daily Wire. I can't confirm or deny that. There was also a video he put out that was like, that got ratioed really bad or something of that nature. But I know that Jordan Peterson is a good man and that he's done some great things. And so I don't want this to appear like appear to be like an ownage video, but I've tried to change his mind. And it's just, I don't know if he's ever seen it. I don't know and to be fair, I don't know if the man even runs his own Twitter. I think if I am being impartial and unbiased, he spends way too much time on Twitter. I do too. I've been trying to reduce that. I don't think that Twitter is a net. I think it's only marginally a net positive for society, and I don't think it's great for humans to spend too much time. I don't think it's great to spend as much time on Twitter. I mean, if you look at Jordan Peterson's Twitter feed, there's oftentimes he's tweeting every 5 minutes for hours on end. And I don't know if that's the right use of time, So I don't know when this kind of his anonymous troll demons thing came about. I don't know when that started, but I know that it's only gotten worse. So he tweeted out, anonymity enables the dark Tetrad types. And then he takes Elon, and unopposed, they will take us all down. It's a big mistake with all due respect. I'm going to get into the backlash for that, for this tweet, because it is pretty strong. I think that pretty much everybody understands that online anonymity is a necessary thing. You could view it as a necessary evil. You can view it as the best thing ever, but I think online anonymity is neither good nor bad. It's what people do with it that gives it its kind of what gives it its how people view it. And I think that Jordan Peterson, above all else, certainly has dealt with a lot of people kind of brigading him and filling his Twitter feed. But what I've learned over the past couple months, after getting kind of sucked into that myself, is that Twitter is not, in fact, as Dave Chappelle says, real life. A bunch of, whether they're anonymous troll demons, as Jordan Peterson says, or if it's bots or it's whatever, no amount of them flooding your Twitter feed with vitriol affects whether or not you're a good person or not, or whether what you do in real life. It's easy to lash out at anonymity when you're on the receiving end of such large amounts of negativity inspired by, or like fueled by it. But as I've said, Jordan Peterson has levels of insulation. The guy's a tenured professor when he burst onto the scene. He's got multi-millionaire. He's probably worth $100 million. He has the backing of Daily Wire. He has the backing of Elon Musk. I'm not sure, I'm not sure that there's a lot, that would ever affect him. I think a lot of people point out he's not really the same after his battle with benzos. I think that's a cheap shot. I don't know. Maybe that did change him a little bit. Maybe that changed him as a man, but I don't know that. You see this post. Oh, you're posting on an alt? Why don't you use your real photo and name so I can call your employer and get you fired for disagreeing with my terrible worldviews? And Elon Musk says this platform will protect anons for this reason, particularly. And that is a good thing, right? And yes, there is bad that comes with, there's that saying of like, oh, you're not going to say that thing to my face in real life. Most people wouldn't. And there are people that use anonymity to be negative. But it is, again, like I said, it is neither negative nor positive. It is a requirement. It is an imperative for whistleblowers, for journalists, people that actually do real journalism. People forget what Jordan Peterson is forgetting here and continues to forget is that real world people get canceled all the time. There have been hundreds of people fired for tweets, and not all of them have been celebrities. There's been like tons of regular Joe Schmo six packs that get in trouble for that. And it's like, how, if Jordan Peterson can't handle it, how are they supposed to handle it? And here's a list of people that got fired for, tweets. And these are like celebrities for the most part. But what about journalists in other countries? What about, you go over to Saudi Arabia and you want to report on something. Anonymity is required or they'll chop off your hands, for crying out loud. You see, online anonymity plays an important role in freedom of expression. One of the most amazing things about the internet is that it gives voices to those who are actively being silenced. This allows them to speak without fear of repercussion. In 2011, authorities arrested Mohammed al-Muscati, an outspoken political activist in Bahrain. He was only released after signing an agreement to never mention Bahrain in any form of media. People have such a geocentric point of view of a lot of things. And it's like, look at all these tweets. These tweets too much. And it's like, yeah, America, we have our First Amendments, but even that, it's like people can still fire you like crazy, ruin your life. They find out who you are. They, look at all the people swatting and all that kind of stuff. Look at all these tweets. How many times a day does he tweet? It's insane. I was just trying to find out, I was trying to see where the ratio was, how bad it was. He's right about so much that it's like, this isn't like career or anything. I'm not disavowing him. I just think this opinion is weird and he's on this hill. I don't know why he's still on this hill about, anonymity here. So 3,300 replies, 2,700 likes. And here's what I said. I said, Jordan, you more than most understand what the cancel mob can do to someone they determine is guilty of wrongthink. Not everyone has book deals and Daily Wire money. They will take your job, your bank account, and your life if they could. Anonymity must be protected. Shoe on head. People are anonymous online because there's unhinged freaks waiting to call their employer and get them fired from their jobs for disagreeing with them on Twitter. You pretend to not understand this because some guy with an anime profile picture called you cringe. I mean, Shoe's right about that. He takes like a lot of, he gets his feelings hurt. Tristan Tate, I largely respect Jordan Peterson, but preaching stoicism and simultaneously complaining that mean accounts can't stay anonymous aren't compatible. Few people have been dragged, insulted, and slandered worse than Andrew and I recently. I get threats directed at my kids. I don't cry. I don't know. I I don't. It's so weird to me. And it's like I don't understand why. I just wish I could sit down with Jordan and like try to explain what this is. Like, I don't really understand why he's so on this anonymous troll demons thing. Is it just that he's just so sensitive to what's going on Twitter? Like, he definitely has gotten more emotional lately. Um, but ultimately, it's just really a really weird, bad take that I really hope Jordan grows from and gets out of. And I hope maybe he sees this video and maybe it convinces him. I mean, without anonymity, you're going to get Chinese, like social currency scores, social credit ratings, and all this kind of stuff. Anonymity is extremely important. And if mean people say mean things to you online, you can always block them. It's just the truth.